give out, I let love, I let go, I release, and I know I forgive, I receive, I can feel, I believe, I am healed, I am whole, I release, I know. No need to push, no need to try, no need to worry or question why. Surrender, let go, release, and know.
Thousands of years ago, the Buddha taught you are what you think.
I am love. I am peace.
I am joy.
I am silly.
I am powerful.
So a modern philosopher coined the phrase that you are what you eat.
I am organic vanilla ice cream.
I'm chia seeds.
I'm a good, strong cup of coffee in the morning.
I am mac and cheese.
Today, like millions of my human sisters and brothers on planet Earth,
I'm becoming mindful about what I eat, what I think.
but lately, I've been thinking about this.
I watch what I eat, but do I watch what I watch?
What about what I feed my mind, my heart, and my soul?
At Conscious Good, we believe you are what you watch.
You are what you watch.
Anytime you watch something that causes your soul to hurt, there's an impact.
So what's the answer?
At Conscious Good,
We think it's about feeding our minds the same way that we feed our bodies.
with nourishing choices.
After all, if media can have a negative influence on behavior, it can also have a positive one.
It's been proven that if we watch TV shows and videos about people helping others,
Cooperating and being generous.
It can actually influence us to be more altruistic and kind to one another.
Talk about paying it forward.
So next time you sit down to watch your comfort movie,
consider how you will feel afterwards. Will you be happy and energized?
That's because maybe, just maybe,
What you watch.
Read
And listen to.
matters.
I am what I watch. So I watch what I watch.
I am nourished.
I am inspired.
I am enlightened.
I am a celebration.
I am conscious.
I am conscious.
I am conscious.
I am good.
I am good.
I am good.
We
We
We are.
are.
We are.
We are conscious good.
Everyone wishes to live their best life. We experiment with various ways to achieve that, whether it is through study, competing, finding a partner, working hard, or admiring someone who inspires you. It is the quality of our inner being that does it all, or grapples with fulfilling life's calling. For the past 20 years, the Brahma Kumaris in Washington, D.C. has been a space for any and everyone to enter into and experience one's soul calling. From 1997, the center opened in an old rickety house on Georgia Avenue in Silver Spring, Maryland, where cars and trucks that passed by would shake the space. But when you were inside, it was a peaceful and powerful sanctuary for all who visited. Since then, over 2,500 events, 17 city and nationwide initiatives, 21 awards, 2 meditation museums have served youths, senior citizens, entrepreneurs, scientists, authors, women, interfaith, the disabled, environment, small businesses, arts seekers, and even leaders. Millions of lives have been served, either through social media, the popular America Meditating radio show, or through exhibitions, lectures, partnerships, and programs held in the meditation museums and centers. We look at 20 years of service as a continued journey of love, courage, wisdom, and determination with friends from diverse backgrounds and thought, who believe a better world is possible when we make ourselves better human beings. Meditation is an important tool that helps us to gain greater clarity, insights, and inner power so we can make healthy choices and amplify our capacity to live a full life. In times of great anxiety, insecurity, and fear, meditation is an essential practice for everyone to gain stability and inner strength. Just look at what a few dedicated, purposeful, and kind group of committed people have been able to achieve in 20 years. Thanks to everyone who have supported us along the way. And thanks in advance to those who believe in our work and power of intent. Brahma Kumaris Meditation Museums, where peace is inside.
It's Karen Drucker coming to you from San Francisco, California, and I am here to say that I love watching The Next Normal with Sister Jenna. I get transformed, I am inspired, it's deep, it's wise, it's wonderful, just like her. I hope you're watching it too.
Vibrations of love. And some say love is a verb. But much deeper than that, love is a vibration. It is that energy that stirs the soul and opens up the heart. Vibrations of love call out to the divine that connects us with the beauty of life and the oneness of it all. I need not to say it with words, although it is always nice to hear. But greater still is to feel it. Vibrations of love lift me higher, and I fill the empty spaces within the soul. It is the divine in its purest essence. It is me at the height of my being. I am vibrations of love. Om Shanti, everyone. Welcome to the next normal. I'm your host, Sister Jenna. I love that meditation that I had the fortune of working with Grammy Award winner Ricky Cage. Vibrations of love. Such a needed energy in these times. Well, it's a needed energy always. Many times when you feel like you're in a very loveless state, you don't feel optimistic. You just don't. No matter how much you try to get your energy going, you just feel really dull. And sometimes when you look at the world, there seems to be a lot of negative options available for us at the click of your finger. I mean, you can get it on your social media, on your WhatsApp, your Instagram, your Twitter. Can you imagine this little finger has so much power? Click, click, swipe, swipe, click, up, down, take it, don't take, don't like, love, emoji, emoji. One finger being dictated by your state of mind can determine the affairs of the world. There are people so optimistic in spreading propaganda about countries, about people, about things, and people around the world believe it with the push of a finger, the swipe of a finger. And we can have optimism, you know. It's just that when the optimism is focused in a way in which the energy is feeding a lower vibration, think about the consequence of that. So we have optimism. There are a lot of us, we're optimistic to eat a lot of ice cream at night. because we're hungry. We're optimistic to eat unhealthy food because we have a craving. Or we can be optimistic in having an apple, a carrot. We find that we don't have the optimism for sometimes making healthy choices. Why is that? Why is it that instead of me picking up a bottle of water, we'll pick up a soda? Why is it that we tend to be more inspired and optimistic to eat something greasy or sweet versus a salad or something pretty basic? But why does that happen? It totally depends on what you're feeding. I've told you the story 100 times, the story of the Native American and the young girl, and they're having a conversation about the two wolves that she'll encounter, and she asked her grandmother, tell me about the two wolves. The grandmother said, one wolf is really mean and vicious and critical and arrogant, and the other wolf is very loving, very kind, very pure-hearted, and one of them will win. One of them will win to be your companion in life. And the little girl asked her grandmother, which one? And the grandmother told her, the one that you feed the most. There are some people who are absolutely inspired to create chaos. They're like drama queens or kings. They just want to see chaos. They're so inspired. If it's not making someone miserable or crumbling a society or crumbling a marriage or crumbling a friendship, they're just not satisfied. Just the way that they've wired, what level of consciousness they're feeding. But let's look at optimism from just the level of it being a positive optimism, shall we? Let's say that you got this great idea and you're so optimistic to share it with someone. You share your great idea with a particular person, and the person looks at you, frowns their face and goes, that's never going to happen. Oh, stop dreaming. That is the most silliest thing I've ever heard. How do you feel? Do you not feel like your optimism just got a hit? Don't you feel like you feel down? Like you wished you had never told that person your deepest dreams or your deepest desire? And the way that energy entered into your being, it's as if it was a dagger to your heart, to your feelings, to your inspiration, to your core heart. It's the same thing that happens to you and me when we knock at our own wishes and dreams, and we counteract what we think our desires are, what our dreams are. When we don't believe in some of the things that we think we want, and we ourselves go against those visions or those ideas, and we have self-doubt, we question ourselves, we compare ourselves with other people. It's exactly what we're doing with ourselves. And we're taking away one of the most beautiful God-sent gifts the human soul can acquire, and that is to be optimistic. There's a song, Optimism. I wish we could play it and not get flagged. Maybe if Santosh programs it in the system. It is such a beautiful song. Thank you, Santosh. Wasn't that song amazing? Did that get you moving? How do you feel when you're optimistic? How do people around you feel when you're optimistic? What can you not do when you're in that state? There's nothing you can't do. So here are some tips I'd like to offer you in order to maintain your optimism. 1, do not look or speak about the waste thoughts about yourself or even about others in your life. One of the ways to really deplete your optimism and your enthusiasm is when you walk around the house complaining about the people that you're living with day in, day out. When you're looking at their defects and what they're trying to get rid of, why are you picking it up? Stop doing that. Your optimism will increase. The second thing, for your optimism to increase, keep checking in with God, with Baba, with Allah, Jehovah, every hour in the hour, and just check, how am I doing? How do you want to use me today? You just keep asking that question every hour in the hour. How am I doing? How do you want to use me today? And you find the answer to be so incredible. The third thing is, whenever you have a creative idea, an inspiring idea, an optimistic outlook about certain things, write it down and put it up where you can see it regularly, that every time you pass by it, you feed that thought, energy, and thought form. You feed it over and over again. One day it will happen. The fourth thing is, and this is something I find very, very important, tell only those individuals in your life that you know are your greatest fans and your greatest supporters. One of the things I have observed in life is that sometimes there are some people, they love you at a deep level. They really do. They love you at a deep level. They admire you very much. But because of jealousy, or because of competition, and because of their inability to do what you do, they will smile in front of your face, but deep behind that smile is a jealousy and a desire that you don't achieve much. So be very, very mindful with who you tell your greatest dreams to, or your greatest aspirations. Sometimes it could just be your cat, if you don't have a human being. Even your puppy. Definitely when you tell it to God, you're going to be safe. Tell it to a parent who believes in you. Just speak it into power, but to an energy that will respond with the optimism in which you are envisioning your goal or your wonderful dream. So important. And last but not least, be patient. Don't try to rush the process all the time with whatever it is that you are feeling optimistic about. Sometimes your rushing of your optimism is coming from a fear, an insecurity, a sense of feeling like maybe it won't happen, or it won't, this might not be my call, or who I'm supposed to be, all those waste or negative thoughts. And it can hit at your optimism and reduce your power to really shine. I believe that optimism is a gift from Baba. When you are deeply in sync and connected to Source, then everything you feel that you do is God sent. No human being, not even you, can get in the way to stop it from happening. You will be the one that stays inspired because you have God with you, and you're traveling with that energy in your thoughts and your words and your actions and your behavior. It's really important to you. Let's take a moment now and go into a really beautiful meditation together, and let us raise our vibrations to believe more in ourselves than anything else. Take a deep breath.
I focus my thoughts, and with the eye of my mind, I look deep within my inner self. I connect with the feelings of my own natural and positive qualities. A warm feeling of calmness and peace emerges from deep within myself and fills my consciousness with feelings of contentment and tranquility. All other images fall away from my mind. Thoughts of my daily concerns and the activities of my body all drift away, and I let them go. As I let them go, I become free. My mind is light, lost in the feelings of my own eternal qualities. I am the form of peace, in harmony with myself and in harmony with life. I feel the light energy that is me, generating vibrations of peace and harmony. I feel a deep acceptance of life, and I observe my destiny pulling me ever onward. I see a path of light stretching out in front of me. A pathway of light. I contemplate this pathway. I have no fear. I only feel at peace with myself. As I walk hand in hand with my destiny, my nature and my inner being feel steady. My thoughts hold these feelings of stability and confidence within myself. I am a beam of light that gently caresses the rough edges of life and flows over and around them. I'm free to be me. I know I have the strength and power to delve into life's deepest secrets, and then to emerge with understanding and beauty, radiating peace. Filled with feelings of lightness and freedom, I begin my journey down the pathway of light. I am not alone. With each step, I feel safe, protected, and guided. A supreme energy source of light from beyond the universe is sending me waves of peace and love. It's as if I'm in the company of a true friend. A friend who is always there. A friend who is reliable, trustworthy, and caring. I feel vibrations from the supreme energy source surrounding me with waves of peace and love, and I absorb these within myself. I feel totally at peace with myself, and love emerges from my heart. Love and acceptance for myself and for my destiny. My love travels outwards and touches the supreme divine energy of God. It is a union of love, a meeting of hearts. I'm surrounded by light, immersed in an ocean of peace, an ocean of love. I'm free from the chains of my worldly life. Waves of joy caress my own inner being of light. My pathway of light has now taken me far beyond the pull of the world, outward, to merge within the supreme light of silence and peace. I am loved and accepted by this supreme being of light. This is bringing clarity within my inner being, washing away all that is old and unnecessary within me. Washing away all the old and unnecessary. I begin to sparkle and shine like a jewel. I become the form of peace and joy, and I radiate these qualities out from the depth of my being. I am peaceful. I am content. I am free. I am me. My eye of understanding opens, and I experience the truth that lies deep within myself. I am at peace with myself and the part that I play on the stage of the world. I unique. I am worthy to achieve whatever destination I place in front of myself. I have the wisdom and intuitive knowledge to answer all my own questions about myself, about God, about the meaning of life. My own truth, peace, and acceptance are lighting up inside me like an inner glow, an imperishable inner light that will never dim. Life may change, my role, my form, my body may change, but my inner light always travels steadily on to new experiences, new opportunities, new growth, and new life. I let the past go, and I watch it drift away. I look ahead down the path of light to my destiny and beyond, and I feel released. I can go forward. I am protected, and I have no fear. I accept myself, and the love of the highest source of divine energy and light is guiding me with beams of love and protection. I accept this guidance. I accept this light. I'm surrounded by joy, peace, and love. I surrender. I'm free. I'm me. I have journeyed far into the depth of my inner being. My search for the truth has led me both inward to myself and outward, far beyond myself. Both merge in the totality of truth itself. Now, it's time to bring my thoughts back to the room in which I'm sitting. Back to my bodily form, my name. Yet even as I sit here, truth and peace still shine through my eyes and my face. I am glowing with love and contentment. I'm still free.
Moving on, by Carmen Warrenton. It's such a powerful meditation. When it comes to maintaining optimism, it's not just being in denial with maybe some of the limitations that you have in your life. It's being mature enough to know there are certain restrictions, but they're not going to stop me. And as a result of knowing what my restrictions are, I even push further in. You know, I was remembering something I was going through many, many years ago. And it just felt like, you know, everyone was like up against me. And the one thing that was my survival was this one mantra in my mind: my good deeds will not go to waste. No matter what I do, no matter what they say, no matter how they treat me, my good deeds will not go to waste. So there's always going to be that one thing that's your anchor, that will keep you going, that will keep you inspired to keep wanting to believe in your best. The moment you get sad or down because of the naysayer, or the obstacles start to come up, because the obstacles, I want you to remember this, they're coming because if you're really paying attention to thought vibration, there's some thought in you in which you too are doubting yourself. You're doubting your potential, you're doubting your capacity, and as a result, it is creating an obstacle to help you to overcome that pattern of wasted negative thoughts for yourself. Remember what I said earlier? Sometimes you tell someone your greatest dreams or your greatest aspirations, and the minute you tell them, they're like, oh, that'll never happen. What are you thinking about? That's not even you. And the way it hit you, like it broke your spirit. In the same way, those thoughts inside of your head that makes you think you can't do it. What do you really think you're doing? Are you insane? That's never going to happen. Then there's another part of you that goes, come on, you can do it. Let's go. I'm going to make it. This is my dream. See how counterproductive it is to your own light within yourself? How counterproductive it is for you to have a great idea, to be optimistic for 5 minutes, and to be a naysayer for the next 35 minutes. It doesn't make sense. So those obstacles that do appear, it's because somehow, somewhere, there's a little bit of a doubt. There still isn't complete faith in who you know you are, in what you can be. It could be something of a past birth. It could be something that you've heard of this birth. It could be just your lack of exposure. It could be your repeating the fact that you can't do enough. And that energy is still activated in your personality and in your karmic field. So one of the things that takes away the power of our optimism is that we learn acquired negative thinking. And when we learn acquired negative thinking, it's a thought that says you can't, you won't, it'll never happen, you're insane, don't even go there, how stupid, you're such an idiot. All the thoughts that you have in quiet moments where you don't tell anybody, it gets revealed by the obstacles that appear in your life to test you to see, do you really want this? Can you really make this happen for you? Or are you just running up your mouth? I want you to see this video. It's absolutely profound. I think you'll find something in this that will be quite liberating for you. Enjoy it.
Imagine you take two dogs and put them in two different areas. You shock the first dog and you give him an option to escape. He tries to escape, he's successful, and he gets away from the shocks. The second dog, however, you put in a place where no matter what he does, he cannot escape the shocks. He soon figures out that there's nothing he can do, he gives up, and he'll just sit there and accept the shocks. Now you take these two dogs and put them in two new areas again, but this time they can both escape. The first dog, who had learned that he was able to escape, will get out of there like usual. But the second dog will just lay there and accept the shocks, even though in this new environment he could just escape. This is what is known as learned helplessness, and you probably know people who act like the helpless dog. The opposite of this is learned optimism. Learned optimism is basically the idea that you can learn to be optimistic and positive and happy. You can cultivate these things. And this is exactly what Seligman was trying to do by running a workshop. The results of the workshop were promising. 32% of the students in the control group had a moderate to severe episode of depression, in contrast to 22% of the group that was in the workshop. Also, 15% of the controls had an episode of generalized anxiety disorder versus only 7% of people who took the workshop. They also found that it was the change from pessimism to optimism that caused the prevention of depression and anxiety. And these studies are great, but even when I look at my own life, happiness, positivity, optimism, these are the things that I've had to learn and that I have to keep cultivating. When I was a kid, I hated my life. I was constantly depressed and anxious. I had suicidal thoughts for the majority of my childhood, but that's all gone now, and my life just keeps getting better. But this is something that you need to put effort into. This is something that can be learned. So now let's look at the benefits of optimism. Optimists on average achieve more, have better overall health, and just lead a more enjoyable life. Pessimists, on the other hand, are more likely to give up, are more likely to suffer from depression, and just lead a not really enjoyable life. And the big difference between pessimists and optimists comes from their explanatory styles about whether things are permanent, pervasive, and personal. So let's say you walk up to a girl and you just get humiliated and rejected. If you're a pessimist, you'll think that it's permanent. I'll never be able to attract a girl. If you're an optimist, you'll think that it isn't permanent. There are going to be plenty of girls who like me. If you're a pessimist, you'll think that it's pervasive. I'm just not an interesting person. If you're an optimist, you'll think that it isn't pervasive. It was just one isolated situation. It doesn't mean that I'm not interesting. If you're a pessimist, you'll think that it's personal. I'm ugly. Of course she's going to humiliate me. If you're an optimist, you'll think that it isn't personal. Well, she might have been in a bad mood. And I've seen this so many times. If you have a pessimistic explanatory style, you're going to have your soul crushed. Every single friend I've had who was good with women always had an optimistic explanatory style. So optimism is much more helpful to you than pessimism, but you also need balance. Just like with everything else, you need balance. Otherwise, you can get really delusional and actually end up hurting yourself. Imagine if you have a really bad business idea and you're just a naive optimist. The business isn't going anywhere, but you say, well, this isn't permanent. And you keep wasting resources on a stupid idea. You've put in 6 months already and it hasn't gone anywhere, and you say, well, it's just this part of the project that's slow, but the project as a whole is amazing. Or you try to get support and no one wants to go along with your terrible idea, and you say, well, they were probably just in a bad mood today. I don't know if I would call this person an optimist or just an idiot. The biggest problem with optimism is when it's not balanced, because you might end up not taking responsibility when you need to. So I would absolutely recommend being optimistic, but at the same time balancing it out with pessimism. Or not even pessimism in my opinion, but just simply realism.
Didn't you love that video? It spoke volumes, didn't it? We know by now that we're the ones that's holding ourselves back, but it's just that we're struggling to sometimes break that pattern. I check myself to see what are some of the energies that I'm attracting in my life. There's some that I like and some that I go somewhere else. Find yourself on another planet. But it's there, and I know it's my frequency that's attracting that reality. And I'm not saying it's a good thing or it's a bad thing. It's just sometimes I feel it isn't in alignment with who I think I am. But there is a very deep energy in the sanskaras, in that deep part in my personality that I still haven't addressed. Sometimes we just won't accept our goodness, our worth, our power, our value. It's the hardest thing to accept. You're good enough, you're powerful enough, you're beautiful enough, you're comfortable enough inside of yourself. You look at somebody else, you look at something else, and you go, boy, they seem to have it better than me. I'm not enough. And those energies will feed at you for taking away your optimism. It will hurt you. It's like the naysayer. Like you invited a whole bunch of naysayers to dinner when you're about to give them your biggest assignment or share with them your biggest goal or your biggest dreams. You don't need to even tell naysayers your issues. You have your own naysayers going on inside of you. So are you ready to sink into accepting yourself deeply and traveling into the world of light to pull that energy into you? That you don't let your soul see the limitations that you've been through, where you've been feeding it and believing it. You know, your five senses, it has seen so much of what you've been through in your physical life that you believe more in your physical existence than your spiritual existence. Optimism is fed by spiritual power, not physical power. And so the more you are spiritually connected to God, connected to a higher interpretation of yourself, you don't think you can't maintain your optimism even in the midst of nothing else is supporting you? Don't look at waste. Don't think about it. Don't let it touch your heart. It will take away all of your energy of enthusiasm. It'll take away your light. It'll take away your happiness. It'll take away your fortune. So I've seen where you're in a particular position and situation, the obstacle comes, and because you stayed optimistic, you attracted someone to come to your aid. And the minute you maintain that, you realize the power in optimism. And it's not to say that obstacles and challenges won't come. They will come because we have not always believed in our worth or our value. What I love about the teachings of Raj Yoga meditation, it reconnects your ability, your inner ability to Baba, to God, to say, you're much more than how you see yourself. You're so much more than what you see in the mirror. You're so much more than what you're feeling based on what you're seeing in the mirror. You are worthy. You are powerful. You are pure. You are creative. You are love. You are loved. You are lovable. You are energy. And when you can invest in that way of having a conversation with yourself, things will work. Sometimes, you know, folks will tell me, I maintain my enthusiasm, I stay optimistic, and I sometimes wonder about that. Like, am I? I just feel like I'm being guided by Baba. I'm inspired. I do have a curiosity to observe what's my potential. I don't know what that is inside. And I am curious to see how much the soul can be and can do in this incarnation, because I have no guarantee about my next one or what I've done in my past. And I've often found myself responding to them by saying, I don't get caught up in people's stuff. You won't see me sitting back gossiping about people. I don't know what's going on, who is doing well, who's not doing well, who is doing what to whom. I don't have an interest in that area. I'm so naive and ignorant when it comes on to even knowing my bigger, even stuff that's happening in my own family. I have no idea. Honestly speaking with you right now, most of my day, and I'm going to be very honest, I get up in the morning and I'm thinking about what I'm thinking. I know that sounds strange, but I'll get up in the mornings and I'll open my eyes, and once in a while I'll look in the ceiling and I imagine one day I'll wake up and I'll be like in a palace. It'll be the same soul, and I'm looking at my roof or the ceiling, and it ain't a palace ceiling, that's for sure. But I'll open it up and I'll go, one day the ceiling would be like ornate, with beautiful designs and gold all around. And I don't know why so many mornings I wake up looking at my ceiling and feeling that. Another thing, I'll observe if I don't see the ceilings being ornate. I'll think about, what are you thinking? Where are you today, Jen? And I'll observe how I'm feeling, what my sanskars are. When I've awakened, it's like, oh, this is how I feel. I feel like I'm ready to take the world by storm. I feel creative. I feel like I don't know if I'm here or there. I feel like, where's Baba? I feel like, oh, I don't know what I have in store for today. I feel a little uncertain. You know, you check, you think what you're thinking. And by being able to observe what your thoughts are, you're making like little subtle adjustments. By the time you go into the shower and you're getting ready, you're churning, you're thinking about what is taking up space in your consciousness. And then throughout the day, you can check what thoughts are coming and going. Who are connected to those thoughts? Do I need to reach out to that person, or are they trying to reach out to me? And again, I would say that the focal point, the focus of the existence that I'm observing inside of this soul is I'm an instrument. And I'm an instrument to serve and to help souls, because I'm trying to also help myself. In my helping myself, I'm going to help others. I mean, those are some of the thoughts that keeps my optimism and enthusiasm going. I mean, I can only say, if I'm disturbed by anyone at home, I don't like it, and I see how it takes a toll on my optimism and enthusiasm. I become another person, and I'm definitely not who I know I am to be. And I really have to shake it fast, because I don't want it to become a deep impression in my personality. So I just want to advise you to check your thoughts. Where do they go? And many times, if you find that your thoughts are confusing, or if you don't seem to have a focus, you know what the core reason is for that? Desire. When a soul has too many desires, it is because the soul is focused through its 5 senses, and that's the energy it's feeding. And so when the desires are really taking over your mind, you can't focus because you have all these various options and you have no wisdom in them. Desire will make you clouded. It will make you unclear, and it will create a conflict in your values. And when you create a conflict in your values, you lose your optimism, because optimism needs values. Because that will pull you. Values, principles, love, vision, envisioning. It'll pull you. So sometimes if you find that you can't be focused in your dreams, your goals, or what you feel Baba is calling you to become, check where your desires are. Write them down. What do you want? And if you say to yourself, I don't want anything, you're somebody with a lot of desires, but you're in denial. You're cheating yourself, and you're cheating your loved ones. Be honest. Like I'll always tell people, if I have a desire, penthouse overlooking the Atlantic and a Tesla. And even though they're never coming, at least everybody knows those are my 2 desires. At the end of the day, it's just Baba in my heart. And I just want to see humanity rise to the occasion and just become a better version of themselves. I swear to you, if majority of humanity rises up, I think I'll just be retired, sitting in the penthouse overlooking the Atlantic. And maybe playing music, doing poetry, having friends over, making a great meal, you know, just valuing these simple, small moments that matter a lot. It's like something in you, find out what is that thing in you that has been calling you for a long time. Sometimes we can end up in particular careers or fields It's by default, but it's not our passion. And because it's not our passion, we're just not motivated. You know, so we have to think about what you're thinking. The moment you open your eyes, where did those sun scars go while you were sleeping? What were they serving? Because they're connected to your behavior the day before, the week before, the year before, the decades before, the lifetime, the births before. We don't know when they come up, but they just come up at different times. So optimism is God's gift. It's God's gift to you. Don't waste it thinking about what people should be for you, or looking at their defects, or thinking about their defects, or talking about their defects. Replace all that energy with seeing what you need to qualify within you to shine and be the best you can be. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I really appreciated it. And we appreciate you all very, very much. Remember, if you like the shows, it actually helps more people to get on board and see if it's of benefit to them. We just came to find out. So I know many of you who stay on, then you could just like it if whatever was shared touched your heart or anything of that sort. And if you're on Facebook, you can do the share party, share it, or do a watch party, or do the same. Just keep telling your friends about it. Be optimistic. Something good comes into your life, well, share it. Don't just keep it to yourself and become a hoarder. Anyway, have a wonderful night. Hi everyone, it's Sister Jenna from America Meditating Radio. I hope you've been enjoying Wise-ish, which you can get live on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube from 8:30 a.m. to 8:45. But you can also get it on demand 24/7. It's going to be your power boost for the morning. It's your daily dose for the soul. It's just going to encourage you to make the day that much more valuable. So join us. Looking forward to seeing you.
Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my health, Spirit, thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit, thank you for my health. My radiant, my radiant.